Hey guys, you probably get a lot of advice about the importance of saving and investing your money, but you might not be too sure how to begin or where to invest your money. Just want to disclose that this is not investment advice, just my personal thoughts to help you start thinking about risk and return. You should always consult a professional and trained investment advisor before making any investment decision. There isn't any one size fit all solution. Everyone has unique circumstances and should be considered before making any investment decisions. Before you begin to invest, there are a few things you need to consider, but there are three fundamental factors that everyone should consider. First is time horizon. Second is what are you investing for? And third is what is your risk tolerance? If you can think through these three things, it will help you plan your investment portfolio and make it easier for you to evaluate any investment opportunities that come your way. Time horizon is probably one of the most critical factors. You need to know whether you're investing for the long term or short term. This will help you determine which kind of investments you will target. If it's a short term, you would want to ensure whatever you're investing in can be easily converted back to cash so you can get access to that money in the short period of time. If it's a short-term investment horizon, you will not be looking to invest in a long-term fixed deposit, for example. On the contrary, if you have a long-term view, then you can look at investments that perform well over a long period of time, and you're not too concerned with short-term price volatility, meaning you shouldn't bother you too much if the prices move up and down in the near term because you have a long-term view. Also, knowing what you're investing for will help determine what kind of investments you look for. For example, if you're looking to invest and save money to pay for your kids' university education, you will need to determine how much that will cost in the future, how much money do you have to start saving with, and how much you can afford to save every year and put it towards that investment to reach that goal. This will help you figure out what kind of returns you need to generate to achieve that target. For example, say you need to earn at least 6% a year return on the money that you have started with and the money that you're saving every year to reach that target in the future. You will look for opportunities that will provide at least that much return or more. But what's very important is you should not look at returns in isolation. They need to be looked in relation to the risk associated with that investment. Generally speaking, the higher the risk for an investment, the higher the return should be to compensate for that risk. Hence, the lower risk profile opportunities generally provide low returns. If you're presented with two opportunities providing a similar return profile, but one has a higher potential of losing all your money, you will obviously pick the one that has a lower probability of losing money. So it's important to understand this risk return dynamics. It will help you better evaluate investment opportunities. Unfortunately, it's not as simple as it appears. It can be quite difficult to price risk and returns. Experience comes in handy over here, and hence you should consult trained investment advisors and professionals to help you navigate through these challenges. The last important factor is to know your risk ability, your risk tolerance. A lot of people get confused between your willingness and your ability to take risk. Two very different things. Your willingness to take risk is very different than your ability to take risk. Willingness is more related to your personality, whereas ability is linked to your financial circumstances. For example, if you have limited capital to invest and some of that money is required to put a roof over your head, food in your belly, your ability is lower compared to someone who can afford to lose that money. The ability to take risk is very much linked to the time horizon of your investment and the goal for your investment. Those factors will help determine your ability to take risk. For example, if you have a long-term horizon, generally speaking, your ability increases that you can afford to recover from mistakes and losses that might be incurred from that investment. Also, as you get older, your ability starts to reduce as you have more obligation and have less time to recover from any losses or bad decisions. To give you a practical example, imagine if you were nearing retirement and invested some money in the equity markets just before the financial crash of 2008. You will have very little time to recover from those losses nearing your retirement compared to if you were, say, in your 20s and you just got started. You have a lot more time to recover from a situation like that. This ability will dictate what kind of investments you choose. Generally speaking, if you're a young person, you should have more riskier assets in your portfolio offering higher returns, as you are able to absorb the risk that comes with investments like that. The older you get, the more balanced portfolio you should have. And as you get near retirement, you should put your assets in investments in more safer assets so you can sustain your lifestyle post-retirement and not have the risk of losing any capital. So to decide where you should invest your savings, you need to know the time horizon of your investment. What are you investing for? Meaning that what is the end goal and how much you need at the end. So you start saving, and what returns you need to generate to hit that goal. And lastly, understand your ability to take risk. And finally, always evaluate investment opportunities in relation to the risk associated with that investment. Consult a professional before making any investment decision. I hope you found this valuable. If so, please share it with at least one other person who can also benefit from this and spread the word.